Jody's corner, yeah, it's Jody's corner. It's the place where you wanna be. Saying the wrong thing will get
Welcome everybody to YouTube. It's your boy Jody Joe. I'm here with the homie, the man, the myth, the legend, the code.
I have arrived. Let's get it.
E-Man's in the building.
What's poppin', you two, Lamb? What it do?
We're talking about the fiasco. You guys know about it, man. You know, Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. Was he right? Was he wrong? Well, we're gonna find out what Jim Carrey thinks. I was gonna call him James Carrey by his full name. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So yeah, man, Jim Carrey has spoken out, and he's speaking up about what his take is on the whole entire situation between Chris Rock and Will Smith. I want to get your take real quick first on what you think about this situation before we go to Jim.
Me personally, I mean, you guys know I still say I think this is still crazy. I think it's still kind of fake. But if this is legit, I feel like
You think it's fake?
yeah,
This whole thing was a setup.
I still feel like it's a setup. I mean, I really do. Even though all this bullshit is going on, I just feel like it is because, I mean, the Oscars and Will and Chris Rock, they known for doing shit like you know, sneaky shit like this, and I feel like they'll continue milking this, you know what I'm saying, to let people think what it is. And then, you know, we already heard the apologies and everything like that, and then apologies to the point where, are we going to throw it out? Because, you know, we just not really for what it was, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, just personally, this is just not what we think it is.
All right, Cole, what do you think about real quick before we start?
I mean, same as always. Will Smith, he shouldn't have slapped him, obviously. That goes without saying. But he did. And when he did, Chris Rock is a bitch for letting him get away with that shit. I know he did the right thing, I guess, if you want to say that, professional, all that stuff. But, you know, after the slap, it's personal. So
Yep.
after that, forget business, all that. You have a right to defend yourself. He walked on stage and slapped the shit out of you. So, I mean, go ahead and do the PC thing and, you know, I guess protect your image, do all that, but nah, you a bitch for just taking that slap. We would have been fighting. And it would have been Will's fault, too. For two black men on stage at the awards fighting, it's his fault. Don't come up here and slap me. What the freak?
Facts.
That's like if somebody slapped your child at the Oscars while the camera, bro, we fighting. We fighting.
Period.
So, you know, that's where I'm at with that.
Let's take a look at what Jim Carrey has to say.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it just...
Pause and take a minute, because this bitch is the one doing the interview for sure.
And
here's yet another black woman to tear down another black man. Look at this evil, wicked witch of the East, West, North, and the motherfucking South. Let me be clear. Some of you guys don't know about this bitch, Gail. I'll never forget that you tried to tear down and ridicule Kobe Bryant after his death, doing what you did to Lisa Leslie. You, your friend Oprah, we want to trade you out. The black race would like to offer y'all bitches for trade, especially her. She ain't shit. Freak you, Gail. We know what you did when you made R. Kelly look like that.
R. Kelly was coming up.
We know what you did when you did to my man Kobe. First of all, Gail, I'm not surprised why CBS made you the one to do this situation just like this, to make yet another black man. You are the black man lyncher. We understand who you are. Gail is a cooness.
Damn.
Let's move forward.
it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Jim Carrey weighing in on Will Smith's Oscar controversy during a new interview with Gayle King for CBS Mornings.
They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million, because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Jim Carrey was on hand promoting his new movie, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but yeah, he made it clear how he felt about Will Smith's actions on Sunday night.
You do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
Since Sunday night, the Academy has launched a formal review into Smith's actions on stage, and Will has since issued a statement apologizing.
Really quick, Jim Carrey just said you do not have a right to smack somebody across the face because they, quote, said words.
Right.
there is no reason why somebody should make it physical when someone is verbally speaking to somebody.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
But there are some words that can be said that make somebody knock you the freak out.
Right.
In public, private, wherever the freak you are.
I
true.
agree. But
I
his
agree with
statement
that.
still stands. You know, that doesn't mean you have the right, but
I just don't like the way he worded it.
yeah, because
He
he
said words. Nigga, some of those words, words?
Disrespectful.
I like the way he worded it because he's right, but at the same time, you're right.
If you're out in public and you call a black man an N-word and his N-word wife and his 2 N-word
Right.
children, he's liable to get knocked the fuck
Yes,
out.
yes.
And nobody would bat an eye to him.
Right,
all.
right. I agree.
At all. I agree with that.
But at the same time, I like how you word it because even though that's the case, it still doesn't make it right. But I'm not gonna fault anybody who do that. I'm like, shit, you asked for that by saying that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with it. That's why I'm like, I'm glad he worded it like that because he's including those words that will get you slapped too. Good shit. Put them in there.
I mean, I guess he also too is stating that as a comedian, you should understand, you know, how the game works, how things are going, and you basically took it in another way, knowing that you know the fact of how be it a comedian. Now, I get that part. You know what I mean? I truly get that because, well, you are comedians, and they should understand, well, you know, I don't mean any harm by this, but also, too, Chris Rock should know what's going on with Jada at the same time.
Bro.
All right, let's get back to the video then.
Apologizing to Chris Rock, saying in part, quote, "I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I was embarrassed and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness." On Sunday, Extra spoke to many stars who also...
That apology is too little too late in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like you should have said that at the Oscars after you realized that you just emasculated another man on stage in front of everybody. So, Will, some PR written statement for Instagram, that ain't cutting it for me, bro, personally.
I agree.
I agree.
All right, get back to the video then.
weighed in on Will's behavior.
You watched the show. I'm sure you saw the moment
Ooh,
everyone
sexy
is
mama
talking
from
about
Wedding
between
Crashers.
Chris and Will.
I'm not
Your
letting you out
thoughts?
of this room until you feel it.
I don't condone violence. I just don't see any reason for it. You know, I do know that if you're going to have any comedian and the rest of the show, everyone was being ridiculed in some way.
Right.
The only difference was, I think if you're a celebrity and you're in there, you know that's going to happen.
Sure.
Maybe, you know, this was his wife, so it was different.
Right. I get
But I'm not sure you run up and punch someone in the face.
If you remember,
Yeah,
Chris
punch,
hosted
slap.
the Oscars,
Yes.
and brilliantly. I mean, I just remember.
Not answering that. Also, let's go ahead and add to the fact that having a joke about someone's wife, a lot of people usually don't go to the wife. When you attack the wife with the husband there, that's usually not a good look, bro. You know, that's a little bit distasteful, in my opinion.
It is distasteful.
Who's supposed to be here?
Nobody.
Yeah, I can't check. The thing is off. It's dead.
It's distasteful. I agree. But at the same time, they're right. But this goes back to what you said, right? There are certain words, or, you know, if those certain words trigger certain feelings, again, I wouldn't put it past somebody to go and do what they did. You know what I'm saying? If the words are powerful enough, is what I'm saying. So that in that scenario, it was up to the person, Chris in this case, to draw the limits, draw the line. I'm not going to talk about his kids.
Right.
I'm not going to talk about his wife. I'm not going to talk about his mother. Stuff like that.
Right.
You know, so.
Let's move on and see what else we got here.
Remember, it was just kind of like better than anyone.
Yeah.
And Chris is a genius comic that has been doing it for many, many decades. And the premise being that these indeed are jokes.
Do you think as a comedian, though, you should ever worry about needing to be censored?
You know, I think anytime, you know, Chris is one of those comics that he and Chappelle are the GOATs. And they're like the youngest, oldest comics in the world. They've been doing it since they were kids. And I think, you know, the contract you set up with the audience is that these are indeed jokes and we have to embrace our freedom of speech.
You like Jaw on the floor?
First of all, do you know like that joke that Chris did? I remember when that movie came out.
Yeah.
And that was a way to insult a woman, her sexuality, her physique. Oh, no, it was a way to call a woman a homosexual, basically.
Oh wow, I don't even go that far.
And she's sitting right next to her. It was like that. I remember that in school. That they would do that to people. You know.
Wow, that's interesting.
I never heard that one.
I agree with what Jim Carrey said about I would sue him. I wouldn't see the black culture is different. Chris Rock grew up in the streets. He knows what time it is from New York.
Yeah.
You know, but you not hitting him back, I agree with Cole, bro. When he slapped you up there on stage like that, bro, we'd have been fighting. I would have freaking board tackled you. I would have Sparta kicked you in the back when you turned around like you was on GQ smooth status. But, you know, both sides have some blame, but the ultimate blame lies with Will Smith for what happened. He should not have slapped the shit out of Chris Rock like that on stage. Even though it's funny and a lot of rappers are talking about it, a lot of comedians are talking about it, and the memes and gifs are insane. I think at the end of the day, bro, Will Smith feels bad for what he did, and he's ultimately responsible for his own actions, and he should do better. Will Smith is going through some shit, y'all. I'm telling y'all, he's about to have a mental breakdown. He needs help. Final word, E.
I feel like that, you know, that comedians or any person in type of power needs to know what's going on before you say some type of joke. It's still wrong that Chris Rock got smacked and got hit, and the whole thing escalated to something totally different that should never escalate that way. I feel like these two need to work some things out, and things need to become a little bit better, you know, at these, not just the war shows, but just between one another, because it should never be some type of violence or some type of bullshit that's going on where it starts into something that can escalate into something really weird. This could have really went really left, like in a really bad way. They could have been really throwing blows instead of just a smack, you know what I mean? And this would have been some real huge shit. You know, that these guys could be called, you know, Will Smith is labeled now as a freaking monster, and, you know, he is bad and all that type of stuff, the bad guy, and that should never be, you know what I mean? And I feel like things need to get a little bit better when it comes down to things like this. So,
Cole.
I mean, I agree with everybody. Let me address Jim. I agree with Jim. It was distasteful, all that. He made a mistake, all that. He shouldn't have done it, all that. They should have fined him. The award show, they should have kicked him out, all that stuff. I don't think they should have taken away his award and all that, but they should definitely have escorted him out for doing that, just to, you know, show that that type of behavior is not allowed there and all that stuff. You don't want to, you know, just be free with that stuff there. I'm trying to find the words, but whatever. You don't want to do that. But at the same time, with what happened with Chris, it's like, okay, I understand Chris. Like we said, he was egging him on for months and all that stuff, years back, whatever. If it was me and I was a comedian, I probably wouldn't have pressed any charges either, right? I'd have been like, okay, he was mad, he made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm not going to press any charges. I'm probably going to talk to him about it. He's obviously sorry, I guess. I'm not one to kick a man when he's down and all that shit. So, you know, I wouldn't have pressed any charges. I wouldn't have do any lawsuits or none of that. So I agree with Chris for not doing that. But, you know, it is what it is.
There you have it. Put down in the comment section what you guys think. The fiasco continues. There's more coverage, more things that people have said about Will Smith and the Chris Rock fiasco that we will be covering right here on Jody's Corner. More updates right here on Jody's Corner. Subscribe to the channel for more of that real content. I'm Jody Joe. E. Cole. We the Just Us League, and we out. Deuces.
Like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. Thump that video. Free 99 all day. Don't forget to share and show love to the JC family. Let us know what you think about it. Like you don't like it. Let us know what you think. Keep it a buck.
And do it.
And do it now.